not recording the session. Now I started to record. That's bad. Okay. So again, quickly, I'm going to wrap this up. First, I have to skim the passage for the most important keywords. Number two, I have to scan and try to find the clue words in the questions, find them in the passage. After I find them in the passage, I have to read the sentence very carefully. Sometimes the clue words are not directly stated because they are written or given in synonyms or in antonyms. Therefore, I have to be very familiar with the synonyms and the antonyms. Then I'll move to something else. Miss Hind, would I be given some time to transfer my answer from the question paper into the answer sheet? Well, no. In the reading section, you won't be given any extra time rather than the hour that you will be given. Therefore, you have to try to write your answer in the answer sheet directly. And please be careful. For question 1, you have to put the answer in question 1. Question 2, because some people get confused. They write them, for example, if you miswrite, so if this is your sheet, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you didn't know the answer of question 3, for example, okay? And you decided on leaving, it. Make sure that you move to question number 4. Here you have to put a hashtag, a circle, a cross mark, any mark that reminds you that, well, I've left this question and I need to come back to this question once more, okay? Another thing, which is, do not leave any question unattended. As I told you in the listening test, not a single question to be unattended. Yet, do not spend much time in a difficult or a challenging question. Go through the question, try to find its answer, go through the passage trying to find an answer. If you found an answer, then that's fine. If not, skip it to the next question. Leave any mark or any sign that tells you later that this question is unattended and I have to guess the answer or to refer back if I have some more time or some time left at the end of my reading section, then I have to come back again to the question once more. Okay? Okay. And now what really matters in my reading test? And I have to tell you, in the reading test, number 1, the word limit, exactly as the speaking test. Word limit is very important. So, word limit. Please watch your word limit. Write not more than 2 words. 3 words, wrong. Yes, the answer is correct. I'm sorry. Even if the answer is correct, but you exceeded the word limit, then everything will be taken wrong. Number 2, the grammar structure, as I said before. Grammar structure. Like what? Grammar structure, like, for example, if the answer is the king, instead of saying is buried, for example, you write bury, which is, so again, the king is buried, or the king was buried. Instead of writing was buried, you wrote was buried, or bury, or was being buried. All these answers, however, they have the right answer, which is wasn't buried, but you'll be given a big X. Why? Because these are wrong. It's not the right structure. So does grammar matter? Yes. Does singular and plural matter? Yes. Singular and plural. So if the answer is camera and you wrote cameras, or the answer is cameras and you wrote camera, then the answer would be wrong. Okay? Again, what else? Punctuation matters. So if you're looking for an address, then you'll have to write this address in a in an initial capital letters. The initial letters or the first letters in a name, for example, should be capital. In an address, a book title, a street name, a country name, a book name or a book title, a title of someone, these should be capitalized, otherwise the answer would be wrong. Okay? As you may notice, there are some similarities.
All the letters capitalized?
La. يعني if for example if you have a book that is called for example Eden, the story of Eden's life. Here, the story of Eden's life. What did I capitalize here? What did I capitalize? I capitalized the T, the S, E, and L. First letter. These are the initial letters or the first letters of the words. So what about the word of? Of is not a very important word. Exactly like a, the, and other articles and prepositions. They're not very important to be capitalized. We only capitalize the most important words. تفهم يا مازن فجأة كده بلاقيك بتبتسم ابتسامة يعني واسعة. ممكن أفهم الابتسامة دي سببها إيه؟
يعني بعكس السؤال يعني what if we capitalize that of the word of the letter of?
Then it would be right. يعني ده معناه الابتسامة دي معناه إنه there is a good question in your mind.
Sometimes أيوه.
Yes, طيب. يعني
sometimes I remember the memories of the test.
Okay. So of here ولا الكوارث اللي عملتها زمان and you compared.
No, only about this.
Okay. Of here, I like your smile, by the way, and I like when you give me this broad smile, but I wonder why this wide smile for no reason. So, of here is a preposition. You don't have to capitalize prepositions. What if the whole answer would be wrong? معلش. يعني these people are very, very precise. Okay, and again, it's a system. Yeah, this is their own system that we have to respect. Amen? So this is in regards with the punctuation and capitalization and the spelling. So spelling does really matter, okay? Another thing which is, so you guys are done with this? We have different...
Spelling doesn't matter? Spelling doesn't matter?
Spelling does matter.
Okay.
What I say is, and spelling which does really matter. Does really matter. Okay. So by now I'm almost done with the most important things we explained. Then we'll move to something else, which are the types of questions that will be given in the reading section. Okay? So far, everything is clear?
Yes.
Everything is clear so far? Any questions? Mr. Rida?
No.
Okay.
Everything is clear.
Do we have to, if we will take the general module, do we have to train ourselves with the academic reading?
Yes, because the last part, the last section is usually academic, whether it's a general test or general module or academic module. So you have to get yourself familiar with the academic reading as well. Okay? The last test I had was about a lady called Jane Goodall. Have you ever heard about this lady?
Jane Goodall?
Yeah. No? Okay.
My test was about dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs. Well, it's not very far away from Jane Goodall, by the way. If you know about Jane Goodall, I'm going to tell you more about this lady. This lady has spent around 45 years of her life among the chimpanzees in the rainforests, in Somalia and in South Africa and Tanzania and in these places. And she was impressed by these creatures to the extent that she spent her whole life among these chimpanzees. And she taught one of the chimpanzees some sign languages to the extent that one of these chimpanzees was able to express her own self with her own language. And this mother chimpanzee was able to teach these sign languages to her offspring as well. And they were able to communicate using sign languages. Yet they didn't have enough good vocal cords as we do. So she tried to let her speak out and express herself, but it was, all her efforts went in vain or down the drain, as we say. Anyway, this woman is considered to be one of the humanists that that you know, spent her whole life struggling with a lot of issues which are related to the rainforests, deforestation, and these kinds of troubles with the environment in order to protect the chimpanzee's life. She was a real human being, by the way. So believe me or not, before I was stunned by this article in my IELTS test, I used to feel like this lady is one of the most important ladies that every woman in the whole world must take her as a role model, not because of chimpanzees, but because of her golden heart. She has a real golden heart, despite the fact that she was not Muslim. But she really had a golden heart that would never be repeated. She's like Mother Teresa, for example. If you have learned about Mother Teresa, have you ever heard about her? Mother Teresa, don't say no, please. Don't say no. You guys have to gain some more knowledge. Come on, you're grown-ups.
لا بنهتم بمناطق تانية.
What's that?
بنهتم بحاجات تانية غير الأمور دي.
Okay. But Mother Teresa is a very well-known Indian lady who is a very wise lady. She's like Mahatma Gandhi, for example. Have you ever heard about Gandhi? Yeah,
Yes.
she's in the same position. Don't tell me
You are
no.
a feminist, doctor.
ده راجل حلو ده طبعا.
Huh?
That's why you only read about women.
Oh,
You are
okay.
a feminist.
No, wallahi, no.
We know a lot of different stories.
What's that?
We know about different stories.
Different stories. You want to give me examples? It seems like you want to give me examples. Yeah.
No, you know.
So, well, it's useful, right, to know about more different stories. But again, you have to know stories in life, no matter what these stories are, right? And TEDx, please. TEDx will teach you a lot. TEDx and make YouTube your company. Believe me, if you make YouTube your company, you will gain a lot. At least in your car, for example, play it on. Or in your 30 minutes free time, just play one thing on, anything that is one of your interests. Then subscribe to it so that you can extend your knowledge in regards with this interest that you have. And believe me, personally speaking, once I open my YouTube channel, not mine, I mean the subscription, my home YouTube channel, I feel like it is my good company that I would never be bored of. No matter, no matter how many difficulties or how many stressful times I go through the day, YouTube is my best friend. So please, this is an advice that I would love if you apply it. Believe me, it will create a difference in your life. Believe me. And the lady that I'm talking about, her name is Jane Goodall. Jane Goodall.
Okay, so regarding the YouTube, do you know a technique to
How to what? Mazen?
Yes, my question.
Are you saying something?
Yes.
Say it again, please.
Yes, I was asking about if regarding the YouTube, do you know a technique to download the video with English translation in order to improve my listening skills? So I like to read the translation while I'm watching the movie, but that cannot be applied with downloaded files.
I think
that new translation.
You can do it while watching YouTube, not after download. Not after downloading them.
Yes, only during watching. But if I download it, it's not coming with the subtitles.
It's not. I don't think it's applicable. I don't think. Only while watching. Unless someone else knows a technique for that. I can ask
TEDx on the mobile. TEDx
What's that?
mobile application has the transcript. On the
Sorry,
mobile
yeah.
application, TEDx, the application of TEDx on the mobile, have the transcript. You can see before the transcript on the.
So you know how the technique is.
No, I didn't download it, but if you have the TEDx app in your mobile phone, you will find the video with the transcript at the same time with the application.
Okay, so can you share with us the link for this application?
Just write TEDx. This one.
Fine, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we continue? Now I want to say that the reading section, as I said, is divided into 3 passages for the academic module and 5 passages in the general module, okay? They are quite long and they go from easy to difficult. So the deeper you go, the more difficult it is, okay? The whole time or the total time is 1 hour and no extra time will be given to you, all right? Okay. You're amazing. Allah. You're amazing. Your microphone, yeah, Haizem, sorry? Haizem? Your microphone is too sensitive. So it takes all the background sounds around you. True? Stop rolling your pages. Believe me, it's too sensitive. يعني, it means that it's very good, but it's too good. Okay? Right. And now let's move to the reading sections questions. I would like to open my book so that I won't skip any of the questions. So, well. For those who have already attended the test, would you please tell me what are the most frequent question types that you encountered in the test? هيا رضا، عايزاك تبدأ.
The most difficult or the most common?
No, the common ones, the common types.
The common, yeah, no, false, not given, or yes, no, not given.
Very good. Yes, no, not given, true, false, not given.
Blank.
Yes.
Choose heading.
What's that?
Heading. Match heading.
Choose the heading. Very good. Yes.
Yes.
Choose the headache. The headache, not the headache.
No. also headache. Consider to be headache.
What else?
And I think also summary completion.
Well, matching heading, matching paragraph information sometimes. Other times we have sentence completion, a sentence that is required to be completed. Other times we have a multiple choice, the MCQ questions, a question, then you have to choose A, B, and C. Also, we have a list selection. List selection, you need to select the information that are related to the question. And finally, we have choose a title. And we need here and in this position to know what is the difference between yes, no, not given, true, false, not given. Can you tell me what's the difference, ya Rida?
Yeah, yes, no, not given to the view of the writer of the paragraph.
Again,
but true, false, not given. Yes and no, or yes and no, or not given. Related to the writer opinion.
Bravo.
But true, false, not given, related to the information mentioned in the paragraph.
The fact or the information mentioned in the passage. Excellent, Jared. So this is a very crucial.
Again, Miss Han, because I didn't hear the well.
All right. This is a very crucial difference between yes, no, not given, and true, false, not given. Yes means that the writer agrees with this information. No, the writer doesn't agree with this information. Not given, it's not mentioned in the passage. When it comes to true, false, not given, true means this sentence matches with the information given in the passage. It doesn't have anything to do with the writer's opinion. False, it doesn't match with the information given in the passage. Not given in the passage, and there is nothing or nothing of such is mentioned in the passage. You got it?
No, I didn't know the difference between yes and true. I see that both are the same.
But we have nothing to do with that.
Yes
In the
and no.
two cases,
Yes and no is compared to the writer's opinion. Does the writer agree with this or he doesn't? No. Does the writer disagree with this or he doesn't? True, false is something else. It's either the information given is matching what is given in the passage or not. So again, the criteria is yes, no, it goes with the writer's opinion. Bas. Okay?
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So again, continuing the types of the questions, we have the MCQs, and when I say MCQ question means A, B, C, and you have to choose between them. Sometimes you will be allowed to choose one answer only. Other times you will be required to choose two answers, not only one. Okay? There is a very nice technique in this question which is called elimination. Elimination. Sometimes it's too hard to find out what is the right answer because the two answers are a bit similar to each other or kind of near to each other in ideas. So try to eliminate the idea that is not matching totally with the question given. And at that time, you will reduce the number of the given answers so that your choice would be more correct. Even if you chose randomly, then one of them must be correct. Understand? Okay? Another type of questions, which is the sentence completion. And please be careful in the sentence completion. You have to be very careful. Why? Because you have to be careful about, number one, the spelling,
Word limit.
to the structure. Yes, the word count, definitely. The structure is important. So when I say, for example, the cover of the book, she ripped the cover of the book. And in the question, she ripped, and you need to write only two words. What would you write?
book cover.
Huh?
Book cover.
Bravo, صح. The book cover. Instead of writing the cover of the book, it's only the book cover, two words, and you won't exceed the word limit. The session again is over. I'll come back after 5 minutes, please. Okay? 5 minutes only. Allow me? Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
See you after 5 minutes. 55 inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.